Hey guys, it's Tuesday, April 14th. Had a rough night the other night with the tornadoes coming through here in Georgia, but we survived here in northeast Georgia. Down below us, there were some that hit, and we did have some loss of life, but it was a rough night, but we got through it up here. Anyway, I got in the creek this weekend and found a few things that were fairly interesting. Thought I'd go over them with you. We'll start down here on this end here. This is what I call the hand chisels, or you can call them celts, I guess. It's a pretty nice stone. It's an old, pretty worn stone made of granite. You see that edge that they put on it. Tip's pretty worn on it. But that's kind of typical of what you'll see here in northeast Georgia on these chisels or celts, the style. Here's another one that's kind of a shorter version. That one's pretty worn, been around a while. But anyway, they would be held like this in the hand. And here's another one here. This one's got a little bit of a beveled tip to it. Granite also, a little bit harder granite. Got a little bit of that black stone mixed in it, which is a little bit more dense. It's got that beveled edge on this one. Again, held in the hand like that. And this gets to my, what I call duckhead type stones. Don't really know 100% what they were used for, but they have this unusual kind of a duckhead or a bird head shaped to them. This one's really worn too, very old, old stone, a lot of wear, a lot of patina on it. Maybe a type of grinding stone, but I'm just not 100% sure. Here's one that's made of quartz, solid quartz here. Again, I'm just not 100% sure what they were used for. Just very similar style. And here's one here made of quartzite. Kind of got some oil right in here. I don't know. Again, what exactly they use these things for and why they shaped them the way they did. Pecked off on the bottom there. And this gets to, I think, some of my hafted pieces. I'm not 100% sure, but I think this may have been a Warren axe. It's a solid piece of quartz that's been polished, highly polished all the way around this stone. Kind of worked off on the top up there, but a lot of polishing done on this thing. This thing is smooth as glass. Probably been hafted right in here. Could have been a Warren axe. This is another piece, I believe it was hafted. Quartzite. Don't think that was a Warren axe. That one's got a lot of wear on the tip, so they used that as a tool. And worked off on the top, bottom, and in the back here. I think that was a hafted piece also. Pretty sure this is a Warren axe here. It's just a kind of perfectly made oval, elongated oval. Would have been hafted right in there. No wear on it at all. Looks like I say, this would be when they're warring axes. That's what they were used for. They were used to go to war with, and nothing else. So they wouldn't have a lot of wear on them. All been packed and polished all around that stone. It's made into a perfect oval. Here's another hafted piece, I think, and I've got several like this, and I think they were, I would guess they were like maybe clubs. I don't know. It's been all grooved out right there. It's not so much on this one side, but on this side it is. Almost like a strapping mark in there also. But this is a pretty worn piece here too. Like I say, it's kind of like a club. I would say it's a club or maybe an axe of some kind. And this is a chopping stone here. You see here at the top where they've chipped it out and smoothed it out. And there's your chopping edge. This stone's really been highly polished. Really fits your hand well. Your finger would lay right in here in that slotted area. It's been grooved out right here where your thumb would be. You just lay your finger in there and your thumb and your fingers over here on this side, and you could just chop all day with this one. It's real comfortable. Pretty stone. A lot of polishing on that stone. And this gets to some of my pecking stones, or that is a pestle. Really old stone here. Got a lot of oil on it. You can see the pecking marks all on this stone all the way around. If you didn't look at this thing really close, you would just mistaken it as a river rock, just nothing. But if you look at it really close, you can see at the top, it's all been taken off on the top there. And all this pecking marks on here. It's an old stone. It's worn. It's been around a long time. Here's a section that's been grooved out. And I pretty much figured out, I think, how they held this stone. Where all this dark oil is, that's where the palm would be. So that palm, over time, the oils in your palm would darken that stone up there like it is. And then on this side here, that's where your fingers would lay in there in that groove, that pecked out groove there. So anyway, it'd be held like that. Your fingers fit in there really nice in that groove. Your palm back there on that really oiled side, and then your thumb up there on the top. So that's how it had been held. That's an old stone. I don't know. I mean, could be early woodland. Maybe late archaic. I'm not real sure. I would like to know how old that is, but it's been around a while. I like finding these really old pieces like this. They don't look so great, but it's a tool. And they're old. And here's one, this is, I would say, more of a pecking stone here, but you can see where it's been notched out. And it's got a little dimple out on the top there. It's been highly polished. You see a lot of the pecking marks here along the side. But I think that's probably for like a thumb groove to hold it like that. Probably it was held like that. Maybe your finger to wrap around the top. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe like this. That's all been chipped out there for some reason. Probably just to get a better grip on it somehow. Here's another one of these really old, what I would call like an icicle type pestle, or chipping, not pestle, but a pecking stone. And this is another really old piece from probably a different time period. Maybe the same as this here. But you can see all the polishing and pecking marks. All been grooved out right in here. Sorry. Old stone. This gets into my polishing stones here. This is a pretty good sized piece here. Both sides have been taken off here. Top's been taken down at an angle. There's your polishing surface there. This is that kind of like sugar quartz or quartzite. Be held like that, just like that. Real smooth here. That's actually a little small hammerstone that I found. Pretty worn. Dimpled up here, dimpled on the side here. There's my black stone polisher. Right here's the polishing part of it back here in the back too. It's been grooved out on both sides here. So you'd hold it like that, just like that. They love to use that material. Here's one kind of a little duckbill shaped polishing stone. Be held like that. Another one made out of quartzite here. See the oils and the pecking marks there on both sides. That's the polishing surface there. Oops, sorry. Be held like that. I call this tiger stone. It's got kind of two different materials and a bunch of layers, and it kind of gives it a striped look. But anyway, that's another polishing stone. This has all been taken out, pecked out right in here for a finger to lay in there just like that. I don't see a whole lot of that material. Kind of like to look at it. I know that they made some effigies out of that kind of stone too. I've got a couple effigies made out of this stone. A lot of pecking. See the small pecking marks all in it, all the way around this stone. And been polished. And here's another polishing stone here. This one was really used on this one side here. It's a dark surface here. Actually pretty low grade granite it's actually made of. Kind of a banana shape. Be held like that. But they used it a good bit. They really flattened that surface off there where they did the polishing. Here's another polishing stone, just a little bit different. It's got dimples all the way around the edges of it. Here, 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 and there. And then that's your polishing surface there. Been pecked off and polished all the way around. It's kind of a quartz, some kind of a quartz, I'd say. Not quartzite, but quartz. And last but not least, got a little scraper, a little blackstone scraper here. That's what I got today, guys. Hope you're doing well. I appreciate you guys tuning in to my channel, checking my artifacts out. Yeah, as always, any kind of feedback, I'd love to hear anything back from you guys. And hope you guys are doing well. Thanks.